Welcome back to Flower Farm Friday. It is a beautiful, gorgeous day. It's about 86 degrees and it's the beginning of summer. And if this is any indication of what our weather is going to be like, I'll take it. And I'm going to enjoy this week because the temperatures are wonderful. One of the most interesting things around Park Winters is the fields around us. I want to show you how special it is because the people that are farming around us have such a beautiful canvas, and they plant all kinds of crops and they rotate it throughout the year. So I'm fascinated with the process and I'm fascinated with flowers and nature, and I want to share this because when I came to the realization of some of the stuff that I see around us and that I'm going to share with you today, I think you'll love and enjoy it also. So way off in the distance where that island of trees are is Park Winters, and it is so cool to see it from a distance, not from the fields far away. Check it out, isn't it cool? It's just like a little tower and beacon of light out in the middle of this magical sunflower fields. It's amazing to witness this with my own eyes because the sunflowers just go on and on all the way to the foothills, and it's a spectacular sight. This is one of my favorite things I've discovered while on my walks. This is a green devil's claw, and here it is right here. But when it dries, it has this really cool shape to it, and then what happens is that all the seeds are inside these pods. What I've observed from this devil's claw is that it will dry up, it'll split. These hooks right here get sharp and they cling onto the bore and it takes a ride. And then these things split open and push the seeds out so that it continues to propagate. And it's a very interesting plant. I rarely see it green, but I always collect the pods when they're black. Here's the bloom. It looks like a catalpa, but on the ground. It's very interesting and kind of nectary glisten to it. So what I'll do is when these things dry up later in the season, I'll come and look for them, and I'll find them on my walks, and I like to collect them and share them with friends because they've got a really cool shape to them. So this here is star thistle, and I do not like these plants. These little guys are sharp and they're a nuisance. Many people around this area always try to get rid of it. But what I will tell you this is that my favorite honey is star thistle honey. So how ironic that something that is such a nuisance could produce such a beautiful honey. And there you have it. Look at this sweet morning glory. We have these growing amongst our plants, and I leave them because they look nice and natural, and they're natural to this area. But I know a lot of people pull these up because they think that they're a weed. But when something is this beautiful, do you call this a weed? I've always been fascinated by the irrigation practices when they are watering all these fields and these irrigation ditches. So I'm going to walk you through and show you how they do it. It's so cool and fascinating. The water is running this way, and then they take these really cool pipes and then they flip them over the edge from the irrigation canal into the rows, and they soak these rows of sunflowers or other crops. Here's an example of how they divert the water, and they dam it. Every so often they have these, and they just lift up that tarp and keep the water from going in the other direction. It's so impressive and admirable the way they do this. I love it. You see, so the water trickles all behind us, and it comes from that canal all the way around behind us, and then it goes underneath here, and then it travels this way underground, and it just keeps going. This is an excellent example of how they get the water from the ditch into these rows. So these little curved pipes, they submerge them and then they flip them over into the rows, and that's how they fill these rows with water. And when I first realized this about 13 or 14 years ago, walking around here, I was fascinated by this, and I don't know about y'all, but I find this to be super interesting. So the irrigation canal comes from over there and it's flowing in this direction, and it has dams every so often so that they can control the flow of the water and divert it in the direction they want by damming it. And I can hear the water. It sounds like I'm in a perpetual waterfall. The sounds of these irrigation ditches getting filled is really cool. Listen to the sound of this wheat. Isn't this awesome? I could sit here for hours and just listen to this amazing sound. It is so interesting. Look at how cool it is. It almost looks like a millipede. I saw them harvesting the wheat the other day, and that got my attention. Look at this. They're just, every day there's something super interesting and attention grabbing happening around here. This gorgeous wheat just goes on forever. This is what the wheat looks like after they've harvested it, and they'll leave this here to fully dry, and then in a few days they'll come back and they'll bale it and turn it into hay bales, and that is a fascinating process also. These are giant fields of tomatoes growing around us, and the tomatoes are halfway there. They develop fast and they have these gorgeous clusters. Right now they're like this chartreuse green, and look at how pretty that is. So anyway, those tomatoes smell delicious, and soon they'll be ripe, and they'll be harvesting them for canning and for all sorts of other products. But look at this giant tomato field. Isn't that impressive? What's even more beautiful is the mountains in the background. I love watching the sunsets from here, and it's a very impressive operation, the way that they grow food. And I watch the people that do it on a daily basis, and they have so much care and attention to their process, and obviously they're very successful at their growing operation. And it just amazes me because I can barely keep my few plants going in this heat, and they have these giant fields. And soon all these guys are going to be harvested. They're going to turn a bright red, and I'll show you when they harvest it, because the harvesting process is really impressive also. I hope you have enjoyed this tour of the fields around us. Yolo County has some beautiful farming, and Park Winters is surrounded by magical fields of farming, and it was really fun sharing it with you. I hope everyone is having a great day. I hope you are enjoying your day being creative or playing in your garden.